So here we are then, finally, 20 bore shotguns explained. Here I have a 20 bore that belongs to Tom's girlfriend Laura. She's obviously a girl and she's of small stature, so a 20 bore was very suitable for her. And it may be suitable for you too. You know, if you're a younger person, a 410, as I did in my 410 shotguns explained video, can be great if you want to just try shooting for the first time. But as time goes on, if you want to actually get stuck in and do some proper shooting birds on the wing, you're going to need a decent size, decent weight gun. And of course, this particular one swings really nicely, it shoots really well, and the main advantage, of course, is you can buy exactly the same size loads as you would buy in a 12 bore, or at least for most shooting. So you're talking maybe 30 grams of number 6 or 32 grams of number 5. That's available in a 20 bore. So, you know, if you want to do pigeon shooting or pheasant shooting or shooting rabbits or most of the shooting you see me doing, a 20 bore will do the job. Now, in terms of size, this is a bit lighter. It's not too light, but it is a bit lighter than my 12 bore. But if I hold it up together, you can see it's pretty comparable in size, and certainly, you know, as a grown man, you know, this fits me reasonably well. It is a little short. I might want to put something on the stock, but really, it's all right. So here we are. We've got Laura's 20 bore here. We've got 32 grams of number 5 in fibre wad in 12 bore, and that's Ely VIP, which is the more expensive end of the Ely range. And we've got 32 grams of number 5 20 bore, which is also fibre wad, which is also Ely VIP. So these two loads are literally as identical as they could possibly be. They're both extortionately expensive, unfortunately. VIP are the higher end on the Ely range. However, like I said, we will see. I mean, if you look carefully, you should be able to see that the 20 bore load on the left is 70mm, and the 12 bore load on the right is 65mm. So there is a little bit of a difference there, but that'll be because 12 bore Ely rounds are nearly always 65mm, and the reason that they do that is so they will fit into a older gun. That's basically the whole premise of why they do it. But with the 20 gauge load, of course, you're going to need that extra bit of length just to fit all that extra lead in. So we're going to see, because I'm going to do some testing now. I must admit the 20 bore was surprisingly light on terms of the recoil. I expected it to be a lot heavier hitting because it's a lighter gun with a 12 bore size sort of load, but actually it wasn't that bad. So maybe it is a little less powerful. But let's go and find out. I've got some patterning boards, I've got some Argus catalogues for a power test, and I've also got some smaller patterning boards for a range test. So let's get these out into the field and let's see how they get on. Right, first up we've got the power test against a Argus catalogue at 10 yards, and we're using the 12 bore. Take it away, Thomas.
Okay. Ready?
Ready? And now the same again, only with 20 bore. Take it away, Thomas.
Okay. Ready?
So next up we've got the patterning bore test, which you can see out there. 20 yards with the 12 bore. Take it away, Thomas.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah. Okay, so patterning bore test again, this time with the 20 bore. Take it away, Thomas.
Okay.
Now here we are at the range test. So if you look yonder, that's a A4 size target, which is, I suppose, more or less pigeon duck sort of size. something like that. And we're at 30 yards, we're starting with a 12 bore. So, take it away, Thomas.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah. So we've got the range test again, last test, this time with 20 bore. Take it away, Thomas.
Okay.
So here's the results, and frankly, I'm quite surprised. It's sort of what I kind of expected originally, which I would have said in the first part of this video, but having actually shot the gun, it definitely felt like the load just wasn't the equivalent, really. It felt so much smoother, didn't it, with a 20?
It did, yeah.
It doesn't kick anything like as much.
And it is a much lighter gun. It's not just a 20, it's a little 20.
Exactly,
as well.
but it really was still like nothing. It was like a 410 to shoot. But either way, if you look at the patterns, if you start with the 12 bore, you can see there's loads of gaps. It's quite spread out. I mean, it certainly would do the job. That's at 20 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't think...
very consistent though.
No,
Big
no.
bits in there, lots of flyers, few flyers up here as well. You probably won't see on the camera.
But it's still, you know, it's going to knock down whatever you hit with that, really. But, you know, that's what you'd expect with a 12 anyway. But coming across here to the 20, that's a really dense, quite even pattern in comparison. And there aren't many flyers either.
No, I mean, again, you can actually see them on this one.
Yeah.
There's none on the cardboard.
But again, I suppose, you know, I mean, I did put in, use the modified choke on both of them. Well, I assume it's modified on the bottom barrel and on the 20. We don't actually know, but it probably is, because it's going to be set up as like a game configuration. Yeah. So I did that with the modified barrel on the 12. But of course, what you forget is, with the 20, you do have a narrower barrel anyway. So it does seem to have really choked it a lot more. Either way, let's see what it's like with the pattern, with the power test, because like I said, to shoot it, it really feels like nothing on the 20 compared to the 12. But here's the Argus catalogue. Now you might notice that this looks a bit dishevelled, and the reason is because Argus, other catalogues are available, but Argus are annoying because they don't do their big catalogues at this time of year. It's these like weird thin ones, so I had to glue 4 of them together. But it seems to have done the job, more or less. So let's see how far it's gone through.
See, there's still damage. We're into the second catalogue.
That's a bit of wadding though, isn't it, really?
I think it might be, yeah, but that's a lot of energy, isn't it?
Yeah.
The actual pellets.
I do think, to be fair, you did hit it right in the middle with that one.
Yeah, that was yeah.
And as you'll see, you didn't so much with the 12, but...
That's a good single small catalogue, penetration-wise, for pellets.
So that's pretty good. So let's have a look at the 12 bore. And as you can see, it's a bit more spread out, but it was sort of the bottom of the pattern, really, to be fair.
You can see it's clipped up there.
Yeah.
There's a good chunk over the top of it. Again, that's not as... Still quite a few there, but it's... I'd have the 20 bore over the 12 for this, definitely.
Yeah. I'm really surprised. Which then brings us on to the range test. Now these are like A4 size targets at 30 yards, so they sort of represent, I don't know, your average pheasant, maybe with walked up shooting, or, you know, if you're on a shoot that isn't like stupidly high birds. But as you can see with the 20, that's a pretty good pattern. I mean, there are a couple of gaps, but there's plenty of shots on target, and yeah, if that was a pheasant, then yeah, he'd be having a very bad day.
Yeah.
Definitely. You can see a few flyers above it as it starts to spread out, but that's pretty good. Now if we move over to the 12 for the range test, you can see there's far less pellets on target and there's some quite big gaps there. Now to be fair, like I said, because of the constriction of the barrel on the 20, I suppose to a certain extent you'd expect that, but that doesn't excuse those gaps, does it really?
No, it doesn't, no.
You know, it's still going to do the job, but yeah, it's really looking like the 20 bore has kind of performed a lot better than I thought. So conclusion, I'm actually really surprised. I mean, I know I said at the beginning of this video, with 32 grams of number 5 in 12 bore and in 20, same manufacturer, everything, fibre wad, everything the same. They should perform the same. But since doing the first part of the video and shooting this part of the video, I've obviously shot it, and it really does feel like shooting a 410.
Yeah,
and bearing in mind, this is a little gun.
It's a very, very light gun. It's a youth gun, really.
Exactly. But nonetheless, even though it feels like that, as you can see, I mean, to a certain extent, it's the construction of the barrel, obviously, but it's patterning better than the 12.
Yes.
And the power test, I don't think I would say the 20 was more powerful, obviously, because the results suggest so. But I think that's more to do with Tom's shooting,
yes, definitely,
frankly, than the gun. But it's certainly no less powerful. And at range, it was getting more shots on target. So, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, I suppose you could argue that it's like shooting the 12 with a full choke, rather than maybe a modified choke, which is what I kind of tried to keep consistent between the two. But either way, it's a great gun. So if you're a young person or a woman of smaller stature like Tom's girlfriend who kindly lent us this gun for the test, then I wouldn't hesitate, to be honest. As long as you're a good shot, you'll have no problem knocking down pheasants with it.
In fact, a lot of people, older people our stature, are going to the smaller calibers now.
Yeah,
because it is a lighter gun. If you're doing walked up shooting, if you're old,
yeah,
you're getting on. You're getting. Your health isn't good. It's a lighter gun to carry around, and some people just like the swing of a small gun as well.
Absolutely. I know it's a bit of a curse word, but Mike Yardley, very much a curse word,
and it's 2 words. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 words. But Mike Yardley, he says he likes to shoot a 20 bore, when he's shooting pheasants. And as I said, much of the sort of controversial things he says, he does know about shotguns.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah, so, yeah, don't hesitate, as I said. And it's a good thing about this, if you are a young person and it's your first gun, you can keep this all your life. This is what this test sort of demonstrates, really. So, it does have a lot of advantages, definitely. I'm almost tempted now. And Tom is, Tom will be selling this at some point because his girlfriend wants to get something a bit nicer.
Yeah, Beretta.
Yeah, something like that.
Bit of quality gun.
Absolutely, because this is a bit natty.
It's a good starter gun, is what it is.
It's a good starter gun, yeah,
yes.
a couple of £100 worth, basically. But anyway, hopefully we'll get some more videos like this to come. This has been a very long time in the making. In fact, I shot the first half of this video a year ago, and it's taken us this long to get out. But either way, keep watching.